can bring unexpected effects. Listen to this.
Loveline. It's time for Loveline.
You know, there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll.
The crowd seems to love this.
Careful, it's slippery. I had it wet.
Only on 92.1 KFMA. Green Valley, Tucson. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191 with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Oh, thank God this show takes zero preparation.
Because we wouldn't be doing it if it required any, right?
Well, if it required some, we'd just be doing a horrible job.
Yes.
I think that's how it would shake out, Drew.
You are my teacher. Quite an eventful weekend.
Oh, yes.
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
Nice time at Stanford.
Yeah, we were in Stanford on Saturday night. I mean, got into Stanford. Yeah, I keep thinking it's Friday. Got into Stanford about 7 o'clock Saturday, and then I left about 7 this morning, and I went to Vegas, for Christ's sake, for 6 hours. Just came back. Yeah, and I took... I went to bed late last night. I went to bed like 3 in the morning.
What'd you and Zeb do?
Just went over old times, went out to eat, hung out a little bit.
Zeb listened to the presentation we did at Stanford, and he was wanting to coach me about you.
Good. You didn't spend any real time with him, did you?
No, he just gave me a few little sort of pearls. He said, first of all...
Oh, wait a second now. What's going on? Mike, get ready with that dump button, would you?
First of all, he just said that your stories you tell about North Hollywood are edited down to sort of G-rated by comparison to what actually happened. Well, his interpretation was, it was soft-core compared to what actually went down. And he said, be sure to mention the Weenie Wars. You're gay.
He was just talking about some lighthearted whizzing on people.
All right.
I believe.
This was what did you call that?
Brewing? Yeah, that's when you spray urine over great distances.
Okay.
Okay, Zeb's an old friend of mine who lives in the Bay Area who I hooked up with.
And I had to kind of examine my life after 2 hours in front of a bunch of college students, Stanford students.
I don't think most of them went to Stanford, quite honestly.
No, they apparently had a huge turnout from the school.
Oh, really?
That's what the kids were telling me.
Wow.
Yeah. The ones that talked to us were clearly from somewhere else.
There you go. All right, so, you know what I did today is I chipped away. I only slept about 3.5 hours last night, but I slept a half hour on the plane.
Right.
Then when I got to Vegas, I slept for 45 minutes in my room. And then when I was done doing what I needed to do in Vegas, I slept like 35 minutes in my room. So
good. You got 5 hours.
Combine them all, you get S.
Yeah. No, you get 5 hours.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite as rewarding. All right, so we're here. We're feeling good. Drew, you came back. You did the Mother's Day thing.
Yeah.
Everything's good?
Everything's nice.
Listen, would your mom be pissed if you sort of flaked out on Mother's Day?
If for a good reason, she'd be understanding. My wife would be pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the Carollas are such a band of screwballs. I sent my mom, I don't even know what I sent her. I called the florist and said, do it upright. And she was practically in tears when I talked to her.
She was so happy about it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand. I mean, listen, if I picked some weeds and tied barbed wire around it and sent it over there, it'd be cause for celebration.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much, but that's good. It's the way I like it. It's the same theory I use in my dress is the same one I use in my present giving, which is when I wear sweatpants, slippers, and a half erection, and a T-shirt with gravy on it everywhere, then all I got to do is put on a pair of Dockers, and people think I'm going to the Academy Awards. It's a big deal, right?
Similar to how you perform in this show, really.
What the hell's that mean?
Well, you know, when you break out of your usual state, people are really impressed.
Right.
Dr. Drew is right.
All right, I'm going to do that right now. Robert?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay. I'm a right-hand man. And one of my friends told me that if you try to go out with yourself with the opposite hand, like my left hand, it just can't be done.
Why?
He said it's something about, like, the angle or the arc or something. And I just saw a bunch of, like, geometry crap, so I ain't paying attention.
Is he firing artillery? Is that what he's talking about? Is it right?
I don't know, so I wanted to prove him wrong.
Yeah, well, it's just like instead of, the salvo landing on the beach, it lands out in the Pacific. That's the only difference.
All right, so you tried to prove him wrong.
Okay, so, I couldn't get something about momentum, just the way you move, and I couldn't get it right. So I kept trying and trying. And I went for, like, a little less than an hour at it.
That's nice.
And then it started to, of course, grow red and pulsate, and I wasn't doing it right for some reason. So I had to, like, take a break, let everything cool down, then went at it again. I did this a few times, covered a few hours.
I'm getting so tired of BSers.
Yeah. Listen, Robert, please, stop yanking us, would you? You weren't yanking off for 2 hours, you jackass.
I had nothing to do, and I just sat there trying. I cannot get it. And now it just won't work anymore.
Listen, you would have switched to your bread and, most importantly, butter hand about 5 minutes into this ordeal. Don't tell me you just stick with your left hand as if someone had put your right hand in a vice. It's ridiculous. I don't buy it for a second. And besides, you're not going to damage your penis by using the opposite hand anyway.
That's bizarre.
You think your penis knows? Penis doesn't know.
I'm so tired of BS. There's a bunch of those up at Stanford.
There was?
Yeah, a lot of that was sort of goofing around.
I'd just answer anything anyone asks.
Yeah.
Mike?
Mike?
The caller that goes by the name Mike, who's 23. Club was shut down due to drug use there. What's your feedback? What's he talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Put him on hold again.
All right.
Sherry?
Jamie?
Yeah.
You're 23.
Right.
What's going on?
I have a question for you, or Adam or Drew, whichever, it doesn't matter. The question is I've been, like, sexually active since, God knows, 11 or 12 years old with masturbation. It's down to the point to where now I'm 23, it's down to the point it's like an everyday process. I'm not living with anybody.
No, listen, you don't have to make excuses, brother. You take care of yourself once a day.
There seems to be some steps in this. It's a procedure.
You brush your teeth once a day, you floss, you put deodorant on. There's a lot of things you do once a day. That's fine.
Right, and it's mostly due to boredom.
Or what's your question?
Give you something to do. The question is...
Hold on a second. Jamie?
Yes.
We don't need your jack-off philosophy here.
Right.
We don't need to know what your motivation is. We don't need to know what your schedule's like. Just get to the goddamn question.
All right, the question is how much is too much?
And too much is when it is affecting other areas of your life.
Got it.
Okay. And what? You had another question?
Well, when I know too much is first. Let's see, what is it? First, the nothing comes out anymore. First, just it sounds like a air horn. It just sounds like a foghorn, and then the stick with the flag on it that says bang, and then the puff of what seems to be a talc-like substance. It's hard to see though. It's and then the what is the fourth? Oh, that's when the ghost comes out, flies around the room, mouth opens real big and goes right through me, and then goes out the chimney.
That's your soul.
That's my soul.
You have another question, Jamie?
Yes. The other question is can it cause prostate cancer in the future?
No, and in fact, possibly even reduce the risk of prostate disease.
Damn right.
Provided you're not going at it too much.
Why? Why does it?
It's hygienic to not delay ejaculation and to not overstimulate or irritate.
Why is it hygienic?
Because it's irritating to accumulate semen.
Because those vesicles fill up and put pressure on things?
Yeah, basically.
So it's important to sort of
clear the
keep
line.
The stream running?
Yeah. But
wow.
But again,
but what if you do it? Now that's healthy up until a point, right?
And I think it's a very hard thing to define exactly when it is a problem because we've defined for years of talking about it. We finally figured out you have a problem.
No, we have not. You figure that out.
And it's when there is a sort of when it's being used to substitute for other emotional kinds of.
Yeah, but let's stay on the physiological end of it for just a second. It's important to masturbate with some regularity to keep the plumbing working.
Well, either that or cut way back because it tends to testosterone levels go down and the vesicles or the fluid resorbs and things.
Let's deal in reality here. That's out of the question. So you're saying that you should sort of keep it going.
Yeah.
Now, if doing it once a day is good hygiene for the prostate.
For some people, it might be twice a week for others.
Okay, but let's just say once a day is good hygiene for the prostate. It wouldn't twice a day be better?
No, because then it can get irritating.
But then as you get into higher numbers, it begins to irritate the prostate?
Yeah.
Why? How does it irritate?
Because you're traumatizing the urethra. It inflames that. You know, if it takes longer to achieve your ends.
Saying it's like, I watch a lot of the History Channel.
Right.
So when they're firing those big 50 caliber machine guns, they have to stop and let them cool down every once in a while because they start to heat up.
Right.
You're saying that's what it is. But if you don't fire it for months and months, it's liable to seize up on you.
That's right.
Very good.
Yeah,
True, that was a good analogy you made.
Right.
Hope?
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're 25.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous.
That's all right.
A friend of mine met this guy through work, and they started seeing each other a little bit, and she's too embarrassed to call. That's why I'm calling. Anyway, he told her that he has some schizophrenic symptoms, but isn't schizophrenic, but he's on medication. And I'm like, get the hell away from him. He must be schizophrenic.
What's he on?
Well, she can't remember exactly. It's a medication with the letter Z in it. And the only
Zyprexa.
What?
Zyprexa.
Maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The only one I could think of was Thorazine, but she said it wasn't that.
It's Zyprexa, I'm sure.
So he can hold down a job and everything, but is he schizophrenic?
I don't know the man, so it's hard for me to say.
Oh, Drew, hold on a second. Why don't you pull his file? What was his last initial?
There's no such thing as symptoms of schizophrenia without being schizophrenic.
Okay, that was my question.
Now, he may be saying I've had psychotic episodes, but I'm not schizophrenic, which is similar symptoms of schizophrenia, but caused by a different condition.
What other conditions could cause this?
Depression, manic depression.
Hearing voices?
Yeah, lots of lots of things can cause that other than schizophrenia.
And listen, people use schizophrenia as sort of a blanket mental illness disease. He's going schizo.
Well, he can be like hearing voices that are voices telling him things.
Yeah.
But it could be something and still be functional and have it not progress where he's, becomes a nut.
Well, those are major psychiatric symptoms. That's about as severe as it gets, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would figure that's someone to stay away from.
But they can be caused by a multiplicity of problems.
Yeah, the guy's honest. He's on his meds. He's holding down a job. He's probably a hell of a lot better than the biker who was beating the crap out of her last time she was going out with a guy.
These are our choices?
Yeah, that's it for you, Hope. So listen,
for Mom, anyway.
Where's your boyfriend?
Oh, no comment.
All right. Why don't you spend a little more time on Hope?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, sister? Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Sister.
I just came back from Vegas, so I got a real Rat Pack type mentality going. I was shooting something at a buffet.
Oh, nice.
It was a man show comedy.
Which hotel?
Sahara. It's all right. I mean, it's not the top of the strip, but we needed a place where we could walk through the buffet and basically take food off people's plates and scrape other stuff back into the troughs and pile stuff up high and, have an omelet made out of donuts and pie, and I mean, it was like, I couldn't believe what they were letting us do. But the whole point is hotel's like a prostitute. Well, here's what I mean. You want to go out with like some $2,000 a night high class whatever, you keep the peanut butter in the fridge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to find some crack whore for $35, you do whatever you like.
Right.
Get the mop handle out. Right?
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're bringing it down to earth.
Thank you. I like to put it in terms that kids can understand.
God.
Michelle?
Yeah?
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I saw a porno of my mom and her boyfriend.
No way.
Yeah.
You mean something that they had done together?
Yeah.
By themselves?
Uh-huh.
Something they've taken themselves. Oh, boy.
And, I'm, all freaked out today because I saw it today.
How'd you come across this?
I was looking at pictures of my family and everything, and then I thought it was a video of my aunt from the news and everything, and I watched it because it wasn't labeled. And,
oh, boy.
And I put it in, and it's my mom giving a blowjob to her boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
How much of it did you watch?
I turned it off right away.
Oh, right away?
Oh, good.
Yeah, but, I've been, all freaked out all today.
Yeah. How do you like her boyfriend?
I don't like him at all.
Why not?
He's, really weird to me. I don't know, he just, tries to be nice to me, but it's not working out because my mom cheated on my dad for him, and like my life's been all messed up this year.
At least he tries to be nice to you, right?
Yeah, but it's not working because...
How old is your mom?
Well, why is it not working? Because you resent him?
Yeah, because like of what she did to my dad.
How old is your mom?
Right, but it's not his fault, is it?
No, but he just like annoys me because he like tries to suck up to me, but
I know,
like,
but hold on, listen, everybody, this is not the military. The guy's in your life, and he's trying to have a nice relationship with you. It drives me nuts that people are, you know, if you're being mean to someone, they're pissed off, obviously, they're annoyed, and then they suck up, they look at it as a position of weakness now. Hold on, we'll get to the rest of this stuff, but Michelle, him trying to be nice to you is just a mature thing that an adult should do. It has nothing to do with being weak or sucking up. He's just attempting, as long as you're under the same roof, to have a nice relationship with you. Do you have to resent him for that?
Yeah, he's like, I don't like him because just the whole situation that my mom met him on the computer and then that she cheated on my dad for him.
All right, but who you really shouldn't like is your mom.
Yeah, I've been mad at her this whole year, too.
Quite possibly your dad, but this guy's sort of just the residue. I mean, you really shouldn't be mad at him, although I know at 15 it's hard. All right, so how old is your mom?
She is 30.
30.
31, actually.
31?
Yeah.
Okay,
fantastic.
So she's, you have any brothers or sisters?
I have 2 sisters.
How old are they?
One's 6 and one's 2.
And who are they from? Your dad?
Actually, I haven't talked to my... I haven't even met my real dad because he left me when I was 3 months, but they're from my stepdad.
Hold on, I'm going to scrape Drew up off the floor.
Yeah, stepdad is the one, by the way, she cheated on.
Stepdad is the one she cheated on, right?
Yeah.
Right, who you like, right?
Yeah.
How does he like you, stepdad?
Yeah.
You guys get along okay?
My real dad.
How about living with him?
She doesn't, like, want me to.
Right. There's not enough homemade porn over at his place, or what is the reason?
We're worried about the environment that she's creating for you.
Do they live near each other?
He lives 45 minutes away, but
you see him a lot?
No, I don't really want to go over there because he's like beat my mom, but he was like nice to me.
Yeah, but you understand why your mom might have cheated on him if he's beating her?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, so Michelle, listen to me, because there's no one else in that house you should listen to. Okay. If the Pope came into your house, he would start spewing out bad advice. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Your mom is a little piece of work. Your stepdad has some serious issues, or your mom would have never picked him. And the real dad, biological dad, is probably dead or in prison, or both. Or both. The new guy is a piece of work because he's making porn films with your mom
leaving him out for the 15 and
leaving him out for the kiddies to find. And furthermore, your mom chose him.
Right.
And we know that any man your mom chooses is not going to be the world's greatest guy. So,
although it sounds like she's moving up this food chain slowly.
Very slowly.
A little bit.
Yes.
Maybe. Although he could easily turn out to be a child abuser.
In several thousand years, she would evolve to a guy like Engineer Mike.
Right.
Which even then is dangerous. So, listen, Michelle, here's what you need to do. You need to study in school. You need to have a strong network of friends. You need to get good grades so that you can move away and go to college and not get pregnant when you're 15 like your mom did, and not have the same crappy life and not date the same crappy guys.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. But what you don't have to do is get drunk, act out, and start out.
But how does she deal with her feelings now? She's having this post-traumatic stress reaction, which very well she should have.
I don't know.
Who does she go to? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to try to talk you out of it for a second, Michelle. You saw a glimpse of your mother being intimate.
Yeah.
You're aware that that's something that adults do. I know it's always uncomfortable to see a loved one in that position.
It's traumatizing.
Well, but
she's 15.
You're 15 years old. You've seen the news. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in the world that you don't want to think about before you go to bed, but this is just another one of them.
Could you talk to your mom about this?
No, I'm like, I don't really want to right now.
But could you?
But what are you going to talk about?
Yeah, but at least Mom have an opportunity to help her sort of deal with it.
Really?
Well, 2 minutes with us, not a hell of a lot.
I know, but listen, you say to your mom, hey, I saw you giving Brad a Hummer. I mean, it's like she's going to start yelling, what we doing, watching that. Now Mom's going to feel like ass.
She should.
Well, I don't know. She shouldn't leave that crap around. I blame the boyfriend. The mom's a piece of work. I don't know. Get friends. Believe me.
I think talking to friends.
Listen, all you screwballs out there, those of you who have broken or crappy families, you got to have friends.
Yeah.
You do. And if you're smart, pick ones that have decent families and go to their house and eat, hang out. It's fun. All right. Talk to your friends. I don't know. If it's bugging you, talk to your mom, but don't worship your stepdad too much. He doesn't sound like he's the world's greatest guy. Okay. Oh, Damon?
Yes, sir.
You're 24.
How you doing? You guys, I want to say, first of all, Adam, Drew, you guys rule.
Thank you.
And what I'm going to say to you guys is the honest God truth. This is no lie, okay?
All right.
I know how you guys think everything's bogus, but...
All right. We don't think everything's bogus. We know when things are bogus, so go ahead.
All right. I had a party in my house 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure. I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I met this girl. And she told me that she would be with me, but she couldn't kiss me because I was too personal. And the only time I ever heard that before was on Pretty Woman. But now this is the crazy part. Exactly 1 week from that day, last Sunday, I meet another girl who tells me the exact same thing, that she would be with me, but she won't kiss me.
Oh,
and I've talked to female friends of mine, and all they say is, oh, they're just skanks or whatever. But it just blew my mind. And let me tell you guys, I have seen and done so many things, but I've never heard a woman that would have sex.
Settle down. Hold on, David.
Hold on there, David, because we're going to take a break. But when we come back, I'll explain the whole kissing thing and why this is a real windfall for you and your penis after this.
Hi, this is Steve from Garbage. AIDS isn't going away. In fact, according to the Centers for Disease Control, someone is...
92.1 KFMA.
Could have handed me the bag actually a second and a half early. I don't know if you noticed that, Drew.
It was a little, not exactly perfect.
I made contact with the bag, and then it was like...
I think it's your mic's problem.
It was like a beat, and then the mic seated up. All right. I love that part of life, everybody, don't you?
Well, explain to them what just happened.
I'm absolutely dying of hunger. I haven't eaten all day. And I had this plan...
You were at a damn buffet all day.
I know, but I was spitting the food back out into the plate. It was a bizarre thing. But here's the point. I decided that I needed a bean burrito in the Burbank airport about 9:15 this evening when I landed. And I thought, if I haul ass, I can make the Taco Bell over there on Robertson before I come into the studio. Well, there was more traffic than usual tonight. I don't know if it was Mother's Day festivities.
Yes.
But
nutty traffic, too.
Decent amount of traffic out there on the freeways. I had to take like 3 of them to get from the Burbank airport to here. And it took me about an extra 10 minutes. So what I did is as I was pulling, I said to myself, if I can get onto the 10 freeway with 10 minutes before the show starts,
you're fine.
I'll get off that freeway and I'll hit the Del Taco instead of the Taco Bell, which is on the way. And sure enough, I got off the freeway, and it was about 8 minutes before the show was going to start, and like 2 cars pulled right into the drive-thru, and I said, this ain't going to work. Like soccer teams in front of me. So one was a flatbed truck with 200-day laborers in the back of it, and the other was a caravan of soccer teams.
Whatever.
So I went to work, and luckily enough, our security guard was nice enough to make a run for me. But that was about 25 minutes ago, and I was just dying to get hold of these burritos when we went to commercial break. But the commercial came and went, and the burrito arrived the second we came back on the air. So now it's just burning a hole in me.
All right, go ahead. Well, let's a
lot of guys wouldn't eat this on the air.
Talk to Damon first, then I'll talk to Ed, and you can eat.
Why don't we play a song? What band's in here tonight, Ed? All right.
4.
Where's Damon? Damon?
Yes, sir.
So Adam's going to regale you with why it was actually too personal. And what these people are all about.
Geez, what was my answer, Drew?
Well, this is what you feel about pornography.
Yeah.
And this kissing.
Yeah, these are girls that have some difficulties.
Some major issues. You just
have issues.
Drew, Adam, the first girl I met that night, and I don't know her from Adam, but she is a stripper.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, there you go.
But the second girl that told me this, I've known her for 5 years, and she has been molested and all that sort of thing.
Okay, well, those would be issues. Yeah, and they both, I'm sure, have similar past.
Oh, well, yeah, well, let me just put it like this. The first girl, the one I don't know, she's pierced in her nipples.
No, we got the idea. Okay. She was sexually abused, and she's a mess. And so she used her sexuality as a way of...
Gorgeous, though. But my point is what is that? I mean,
well, you're going for this kind of person. You're attracting this kind of person. And you keep going that direction. You're going to get more of this. So these are people who basically use sexuality as a way of empowering themselves over somebody and a way of feeling an emptiness that they experience rather than having any sort of real relationship.
Oh, we got to get Fernando back in here now.
Why?
Because you got the beef burrito.
What's wrong with that?
I want the bean burrito. Hold on.
What's wrong with beef? It's beef and bean. It's both.
They're gross.
Whatever.
I can't get these fast food beans. I don't know what's this, like hoof and snout in there. All right, where we go?
You're disgusting when you eat.
Take over the show for a second. Let me talk to my boy.
All right, let me have a phone here. This now is Ed. Ed, what's going on there?
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Drew?
Good. It's just going to be me for a little while. What's up?
Well, I've taken a class here at the university, and the other day, a guy asked a question. I'm in a class called Sexuality and Health.
Yeah.
And we're talking about AIDS.
What university?
Kansas State.
Okay.
And he said that he heard that Magic Johnson is now testing HIV negative.
His viral load is essentially negative, what I've heard.
Well,
which is what will happen if you take the right combination, or if you can tolerate the right combination of antiviral drugs. The more that the viral load is able to be suppressed, the closer to zero. Wait, I'll eat some of that if you're taking it.
You want some of that beef?
Sure.
And then,
some tomatoes.
Well, what my teacher said is he heard there's these new things called like super drugs or wonder drugs.
Well, look, there are some very potent antiviral drugs out there, and there's various combinations. They're basically called cocktails. And
I haven't been listening, but I'm starting to think my date with the bean burrito destiny was just not in the cards. It's starting to look like it's just not going to happen. All right, what's going on? You got a viral load?
No, you're talking about Magic Johnson's viral load being so low that there's a very strong correlation with how much one's able to suppress the viral load and the duration or the length of time one can prevent the activation to AIDS.
I think Jesus Christ didn't he lower it? I've heard Magic interviewed a few times. Let me explain how Jesus works. It's very confusing. You bang a fair share of groupies on the road and do God knows what else, he gives you the HIV. You know, that's to punish you. But then later on, he sees you doing some charitable work and stuff, so he lowers the viral load. Right? Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Of course.
Well, see, then, I'm taking biology also.
Yeah.
And we watched a film in there, too, over, various diseases.
Right.
And some just, human, not rich, like Magic is how I figured how he was getting the drugs, but he took like...
Wait, Ed, you're not listening to me. The way HIV is treated today is you take a combination typically of 3 suppressive drugs, antiviral drugs that suppress the replication of this virus. And to the extent that you're able to suppress it to 0, you will have a good deal of success in preventing the progression to AIDS, maybe for years. We believe that ultimately this will be a chronic illness, like diabetes, that you take your medicine every day. I have a friend who's actually working on a viral load tester. You test your viral load every day just the way you check your blood sugar. You need to adjust your antiviral medication accordingly.
Oh, yeah, he fashioned it out of a paper towel tube and a Kleenex box, and he's got like a Campbell's soup can. What friend of yours working on this? You got a doctor friend?
Yeah.
Really?
You met him in September when we were in Las Vegas.
Which guy?
You with the beard, Caltech?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a big breakthrough, right?
If it's useful. I mean, the thing is for all kinds of stuff. You can detect
tire pressure.
I mean, he says he can, this E. coli says he can walk into a meat packing plant and hold basically that instrument up and tell whether there's any E. coli in the building.
Really?
It's that sensitive.
What if I farted on it? What do you think it would do?
A break.
Chris?
Yes.
You're 25.
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
Yeah.
Hey, before we start, I'd like to volunteer to be your executioner when you come in charge. I'll work for minimum wage and work through my lunch hour.
Thank you. I'm not going to call them executioners because of a sort of negative connotation. I'm going to call them sandmen.
Okay.
And basically, we're not going to have a big to-do about things when I'm in charge. There's not going to be any public gallows or anything like that. CNN's not going to cover these things. There'll be no, calls from the governor or any of that nonsense. Basically, I need a lot of guys who are handy with a pistol, and they're going to put a silencer on it, and I'm just going to map out the houses they need to go to, and there's not going to be much discussion. It's just we'll put people down is
it's
more
pretty,
what it'll be.
time-consuming. Don't you need your Air Force involved in this?
There will be some households that are actually airstrikes are called in on.
All right, well, sign me up. Hey, my question tonight is, my brother is 30 years old, and he has a daughter who's about to turn 3, and he's still bathing with her, and that kind of struck me as odd, and I was
She's
just
about to turn 3?
She's going to turn 3 in July.
That's not that unusual. I think 3, 4 is the time to stop that stuff.
Okay.
But some people believe that's important for bonding. And
do you have any other suspicions about your brother?
No, not at all. It just kind of, I don't have any kids, and 3 is, they know a lot and can recite anything to you.
Yeah, but again, it's all right.
It is?
It's okay. I mean, I know of no evidence to say that that's not okay.
Yeah. But you should end shortly after that, right?
Yeah, right around now.
Hey, listen, a guy can't go in the tub without touching himself. Do you know what I mean?
If you say so.
I mean, you got to. When you roll around in the tub, you have to touch yourself.
Okay.
And, and then the presence of a 3-year-old, that's not right. Okay. You know what I mean?
All right.
You frighten the poor gal. Jessica?
Yeah?
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Okay, I have this guy, like, me and him were really close friends. We're, like, best friends. And, like, sometimes he'll pop out with, like, questions like if I would play him, if we would ever be together. And, like, just, like, things like if he wants to be with me, like, giving me hints.
Right.
And, like, I want to know, like, should I risk, like, starting a relationship with him?
You want to?
Well, sometimes I think about being with him, but then sometimes, like, I think, no, he's too much of, like, a best friend to me, Yeah. And I don't want to risk a good friend like that. But
on the other hand, that could be the foundation for a good relationship.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people tell me, too.
We can't make that choice for you. At 17, this probably isn't going to be a lifetime commitment, so the friendship may suffer as a result, but
yeah,
on the other hand...
The friendship's not a lifetime commitment either.
Probably true.
I hate to tell everybody, but I know I say it night after night. All those things you think are going to go on forever, they just don't. I don't know who I was talking to. Wasn't we talking to you about this in the airport? Like when you're in high school and you're senior.
Yeah.
And you start getting all nostalgic and everything, and, well, you're not nostalgic, but what I mean is you're moving on to the next step. For you, it was
college.
It was college. For me, it was carpet cleaning. Right. It's really the same thing. We're spreading our wings and flying.
We ended up the same place, didn't we?
You got to feel bad about that, buddy, not me.
Don't worry.
Good. The point is you say to every single teacher you have, all your gym coaches and your buddies, you're going to come back every year. One day you're going to come back and you're going to give a speech, or every summer you're going to check up on everybody. You don't do any of that crap.
Of course not.
You can give a rat's ass about it. I mean, hey, yeah, Mr. Henson's a good guy, did a good job coaching the whatever team, but well, I don't know if the guy's alive or dead now.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just don't. But you think you're gonna.
Right.
And the idea is don't make your plans like you're gonna, because you're not. And you do the same thing with your friends and relationships.
To make the choices accordingly.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yeah, what's up?
I want a bean burrito so badly right now.
At the end of this.
Dude, I know what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna do that. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, my question's for you, Al.
Uh-oh.
All right, now, I've been seeing my girlfriend. We've been going out for a couple months now. And last month we had our anniversary party, and a whole bunch of us were getting drunk, getting messed up, and so they went to go get some extra drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then me and her mom was there, and she made a move on me.
Huh?
Eat that.
Her mom.
Move for my bean burrito. Yeah.
Well, it's like this is going to ruin a bean burrito. Eat.
All right.
Go ahead, buddy.
Her mom made a move on me.
Her mom made a move on you?
Yeah.
How old is her mom?
Her mom's like around 30.
What's up with her?
Well, I don't know. Like,
hold on, genius. How old is she?
How?
Girlfriend.
Who? My girlfriend's 17.
7.
Her mom's around 30.
Yeah. How old is the mom?
Like 30.
So she was 13 when she had your girlfriend?
That's right. Her mom was like a little slut.
Yeah, it's all BS.
Yeah. All right, listen, Brian. You gotta ask a real question, okay, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy is an asshole. We just really reeled him in lately. All the.
Yeah, but not only are we getting the sort of BS questions, but they're like retarded adolescent boy.
Yeah.
You know, they're like all these jack-off questions that 17-year-old guys aren't going to college ask. You know, it's like that sort of reptilian brain, lowest common denominator. And listen, all you geniuses out there, do a little better than I'm having sex with my girlfriend's mom, because that is the #1 bogus statement that is made on this show.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Drew?
Yeah, that and...
put it this way. You're having difficulty putting together a sentence. Are we really to believe that you were so irresistible to this 35-year-old woman while her daughter was out making a beer run that she couldn't say no? Now we're talking. All right, everybody. We're taking a break, and we could be gone for a while because I got to eat these burritos. So we'll be back like a half hour, 45 minutes. Drew?
Whatever you say.
We're going to play the best of ELO.
Whatever.
In the meantime, and we'll be back.
Loveline, Carolla, and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
Whatever.
We'll be right back.
One burrito down, one to go, y'all.
But again, of course, the security, when we try to get into our own shows, we ain't getting in.
Yeah.
Right?
No, nobody knows less about... I am convinced that all security personnel are pulled aside at some point and shown pictures of celebrities. They probably start with the tougher ones. Who's that? Never. I don't know. That's Jack Klugman. Okay, you didn't have to know that one. But they start moving. They start moving into the more.
Jack Nicholson.
He looked familiar.
Playing with the Jacks.
Is he playing the Lakers? Seems old. But hey, I've never been to an event, and mind you, events that involve me, where I've been led on stage where anybody's ever recognized me. I mean, I may not be a household name or face, but to get stopped.
This one, we drive up with a caravan of cars off-roading into the back 90 of this venue, this is the amphitheater, and come up to the gate, and it's, who are you? Go away.
I'm always, as I've discussed on other shows, it always amazes me when people are surprised. Like, your job is to guard the gate, and then a couple of town cars roll up, and you're like, hey, what the F is up with this? What's going on here? Like, see, there's an event going on tonight, right? You're wearing a yellow windbreaker. See, the reason you're standing here is because there's something going on in the place that you're standing in front of.
But his job was to let us in. That was his job.
Well, he wasn't briefed.
That was his job.
Listen, it's need to know. He did not need to know that information. Well, anyway, I'm going to eat another burrito. Drew, don't belch into the mic, please. Joe?
Yeah.
You're 20.
Hey, I just want to start by saying you guys rock. I've been listening to you for a long time.
Thank you.
Notice there's nobody from Sanford calling to see how wonderful that was.
They're in therapy.
What's been going on is my last girlfriend was about 2 years ago.
Hang on a second, Joe. I left that picture of those triplets on the stage.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got me there.
There's a great-looking triplets who we've seen before. These great-looking blonde 19-year-olds or something who followed us to a gig or two. And
they actually give me panic attacks because I think about their parents. I think, oh, those poor people.
Yeah, there's great-looking blonde triplets. They're out of a porn movie, and they gave us a picture, and Drew left it on stage. All right. Well, anyway, sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
That's all right. Basically, it was a pretty bad relationship, real rough breakup, and I got out of the dating scene, just been concentrating on hockey and really guitar and stuff. And now, you know, all my friends at work have girlfriends. I've been trying to get back in the dating scene, and it has not been working. I've been really bummed out.
How long?
And
how long have you been trying?
About a good 4 or 5 months now.
Well, this is I don't know what it is for guys, but you get in these slumps.
Yeah.
And when you're in one, you have a sort of way about you that women find totally offensive, undeniable, and inexcusable, and that's when they become their most brutal.
Let me say this with this burrito in my mouth. Here,
as soon as you have a girlfriend, you'll have 15 dates.
I was going to let Drew wax on, but I realized the show is going in a tank, and I got to step in even though I got a mouthful of beans. Let me explain. There's nothing a guy would like more than to find the female equivalent of Joe.
Right.
Down on his luck,
right.
Desperate, a little needy.
Yeah.
Ego has been in better shape, and looking for a quick fix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I would love to go out to a bar, see a 20-year-old chick who got dumped a few months ago, who's feeling like
lonely.
Let's say she's a 9 or 8 or 9, but she feels like she's a 5. You know what I mean? Because she's been kicked around a little bit.
And you know, the vultures swarming around that.
You're like 2 beers away from a hand job out in the parking lot because she's looking to rebound, and she normally would never settle for someone as disgusting as you. It's just you've caught her at a particular low.
Weak moment.
In a weak moment. And you can get in like somebody who has to sell their house because they're leaving town or something.
So again,
you're going to get it at a good price.
One difference between men and women is women never get into that condition.
Right.
So they're not even familiar with it. When they see it in a guy, it's like, oh, whoa, what's this?
They see it and they go, oh, the guy's pathetic. Look at him. He's so needy. Now look at that other guy. He's got 10 chicks swooning all over him. I think I'll be the 11th.
Terrible.
Retarded. And cruel. Cruel.
To one another and themselves.
Even animals is cruel too. Everyone. And I got to tell you, there's sometimes they're right, but sometimes, ladies, a bargain's a bargain. You know what I mean? I mean, like, Drew, if somebody says, listen, our company's moving, you got 3 weeks to leave town, and the house is for sale, and the guy's ready to deal, then go get a deal. Don't go in and go, he's desperate, and he's needy, and he didn't want to sell it, but he has to. And he's just offering it at a cheaper price because he needs the money because he's in a hurry. Just go get the goddamn deal.
It's some primitive biology, really it is. It is the
drives me nuts.
Women sort of are attracted to what each other are attracted to.
Right.
And they need that sense of the male being independent.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why fashion only works with women.
Right. It's a contagion.
Yeah. They say, hey, what's Susie's got herself some capri pants. I got to get me a pair of them.
Yeah.
Where's
that bitch?
Yeah. Guys like, hey, Engineer Mike's wearing a sweatshirt. He looks like a fag. All right, remind me not to wear mine.
Oh, I'm wearing it anyway.
Oh, who cares? Yeah, I mean, women. Yeah, that's right. It's like, what? Let me give you another example here of the contagion. What do you call it?
Anne's cracking up. We must be onto something.
Contagiosum?
Contagion.
Contagion. Is that when the crotch smells?
No. Well, yeah, that's contagion too, but...
Okay. No, that's called something else.
Right.
No, it sounds something that sounds like that.
Contagiousness? Contagion?
Musculosa?
Oh, molluscum contagiosum, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't smell.
It doesn't smell.
That does not smell.
How do you know it doesn't smell?
Because it's a skin problem. It's not an inside problem. Contagion.
Okay,
just means something
you dodged a serious bullet there.
Yes,
okay, brother. But here's what I want to say.
Wait, Adam, how do you know that?
How do I know about what?
Molluscum?
Yeah.
I know.
He's heard me talk about it.
Here's why I should kill myself working with Drew, because I try to make a reference to something he says often that I know sounds like something else he's saying, and he looks at me with his eyes like pinwheels.
My favorite one so far.
And then makes 5 other guesses.
Is I don't know, was it you that he was talking to? And we were talking about our Seattle affiliate, and he goes,
Cairo.
Egypt. He goes, Egypt. Something to do with Egypt. We're like, no,
it was Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy,
I should smack her next time I see her.
Yeah.
You know, Cairo, right? I'm talking to Kennedy, and she's in Seattle, and I say, what the hell's that station over there? Like the Turban, the Fez, something with Egypt, I don't know what you're talking about. Something in East Africa or something. Something about Egypt. I don't know what you're talking about, she keeps saying, and I start going insane, and I go, there's something about that, and she says, I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no station that has anything. Well, there's Cairo.
See, this is one of the wonders of Adam. He's not encumbered by spelling like the rest of us. It's all the sounds. So C-A-I-R-O and K-I-R-O, they're the same.
But you got to understand, they don't go by Cairo. Nobody in Seattle calls it Cairo.
That's the buzz. I know it's the buzz. But it's their official call at the top of the hour is K-I-R-O.
Yeah, but nobody knows what the call letters are. They go by the buzz.
All right, but when I'm going insane with the Egypt thing, don't you have to venture a guess at some point and say Cairo? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, anyway, now hold on a second.
We got to go to break.
No, I'm not done now. Screw that burrito. I got something to say. Women are much more into this contagium.
Yes.
That's why when Jennifer Aniston gets a haircut, several million women get a haircut. But nobody gets a haircut like Joey or anybody else on Friends. Guys never mimic the haircuts. Dorothy Hamill gets the Dorothy Hamill. All the chicks in the 9th grade get the Dorothy Hamill.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, they see guys with haircuts like, who cares?
Yeah.
It'll make a difference.
Yeah.
And it works the same way with men.
Yeah.
When women are attracted to a guy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now I got that off my back. Take a break, eat a burrito, we'll be back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
It's never happened on this show before.
Are we supposed to finish at the top of the hour?
That's the idea.
Oh, really? I thought we just sort of went to it by the top of the hour.
That's what we do.
Well, no, we go to it like 2 minutes after the top of the hour. Wow.
So, how many times have you told him it's finished by the top of the hour? 400 times? Yeah, so many times you can't even count.
You got to get a burrito in here for me on a nightly basis. I'm ready to go home now. Kidding me? That's how much I love the kids, Drew. I try to squeeze each. I
guess the trick is we put a burrito in there about like 6 minutes till the top of the hour.
Yeah.
To break on time.
Just hold it. Keep it away from the table here so he has to break to get to it.
Wendy?
Hello.
You're 21.
Yes.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm so thrilled to talk to you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And by the way, Drew, my friend Michelle wants me to tell you that she thinks you're hot, but that's a whole other story altogether.
Where are you guys calling from?
Seattle.
Seattle. I love Seattle.
And I was to miss you when you were up here, too.
Oh, I had a wonderful time up there.
Yeah, I was listening to you when you were on during the day up here.
I want to do more of that. Write your local station.
Oh, okay, definitely.
Seriously, I want to do a daytime thing.
You guys are great.
No, not with Adam.
No, I don't want to do it. Are you nuts?
I want to do a daytime thing by myself.
That's small time, baby.
So anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, my dad passed away on March 22nd.
Oh, my, what?
Massive heart attack.
Oh, boy.
And my mom and my dad have been together for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had been living over in Spokane for the last little over a year because of her job. She works for the Department of Corrections.
Oh,
she got transferred to work in a prison over there. And my dad was going to be selling the house. In fact, he signed the papers to sell the house 2 weeks before he died and was going to move over there and buy property and whatnot. Let me back up a little. My mom last year started taking Zyban to quit smoking.
Right.
And shortly after Dad passed away, she quit taking it. And she's been real flaky, not real on top of the things. My mom has always been just like the strongest woman I've ever known.
Wait, she stayed on Zyban for a year?
No. She stayed on Zyban for I'd say about 8 months.
That's not the way it's typically prescribed, you understand?
Really?
No.
How long are you supposed to stay on it?
Well, most, I would say 3 months, but she's really taking it as an antidepressant, which is Wellbutrin, which is the same chemical, but she's clearly using it for an antidepressant at that point.
Yeah.
Well, she works in a prison. Let her have her antidepressant.
Who was prescribing the Zyban for that long?
I don't know her doctor over there, I suppose.
And now she is...
Now, listen, she's in prison. She can get what she wants.
By the way, one of the side effects of Wellbutrin that people aren't aware of is memory problems.
Yeah, when she actually, it was more like when she quit taking it. When things happened, when my dad died, she was just a real basket case. I mean, she couldn't remember a conversation that I had with her.
That sort of memory difficulty and concentration problem can also be just a plain old sign of depression.
Is Zyban and Wellbutrin the same thing?
Same.
Yes. And also, well, I mean, because she would do stupid things like ride her horse onto the ice. Not thinking that, this might not be safe.
All right, but so she's depressed, and it was justifiably so, right?
Yeah.
Awful loss.
Sure, when's the last time you rode a horse onto the ice?
I've never done that. I'm a little bit smarter than that.
All right, Wendy, so we're sorry for the situation, but let's get to it.
Okay, another I'm wondering if she should maybe get back on some kind of
She should definitely talk to somebody about that, absolutely.
Okay, and another question I had is that my dad passed away not even 2 months ago, and she's meeting people, she says she's looking for friends, but she's meeting people off the internet already, guys.
Yeah, she needs to cool out a little bit. It sounds like she's desperately seeking to try to find some way to get some relief for the feeling she's in. Well, and that's not the way to deal with grief. It really is not. I also have real concerns about how the internet works that way. This web thing I'm working on, which is drdrew.com, I'm trying to figure out...
Hold on, what's that again?
drdrew.com.
Huh?
Shocking.
One more time?
No. But I'm trying to figure out a way to make these chat rooms healthier. Try to make it so people don't meet, the fantasy relationships that are all built on nonsense.
Right.
If anybody has any ideas about that, please log on and give me some advice on how we could create...
Log on where?
No, come on.
Say it again, Drew.
drdrew.com.
Sure, so uncomfortable with the plug-in.
Yeah.
Hey, she can handle herself. She's a prison guard. She's got all those keys.
Yeah, but she needs to see somebody about the depression. I mean, this all may settle down if that's properly treated.
Let me toss this one out, Drew.
Yeah.
She moved away for her job for quite some time.
Yeah. Maybe this is already going on?
No, I don't want to suggest that. But what I want to suggest is they've been married for 23 years. She was able to sort of live without him for a little while.
Right.
You never know what's going on in a relationship, and for all you know, this thing could have been winding down a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't mourn the guy's loss or anything, but, maybe the idea of dating is something that sounded good to her. Hey, let me float this one, Drew. No, I want to fart. Hold on.
Okay.
No, I want to float this theory. Don't you think there's people that are in relationships, they're staying in the relationship because they want to keep the family together, because they don't believe in divorce, because of what their parents would say, because of the kids and whatnot.
We like those people.
Yeah, we like them. Good. Stay together. Be miserable. Stay together. But they have sort of one foot in the relationship, and they're staying together, decent people. And they wouldn't cheat on their mate. But if something happened to their mate...
It wouldn't be devastating to them. As devastating as if they were...
It'd be emotionally tough, but they'd be moving on sort of physically in a fairly short period of time, right?
Maybe something like that was going on.
Dan?
Yeah.
You're 25.
Yeah, are you done with your burritos, bro?
Oh, don't wise off, Dan. I'll pull one off right out of me.
Okay.
All right,
no, I hope you feel better after you ate.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I've been going out with this girl for the last couple months. I've known her for probably about a year and a half. I'm 25. She's 24. She's got 3 kids, one of which lives with her grandma, the oldest one. And I've been sober probably a little over 11 months, and she's been sober about 18 months. And we've got so much in common. I've asked her to marry me. And
11 months into your sobriety.
Yeah.
How long have you been dating her?
About 3 months.
What's your sponsor say about this?
My sponsor says it's okay. He says as long as it doesn't interfere with my meetings and it doesn't interfere with my step work, because I meet with him at least once a week.
So he thinks you're doing okay.
Yeah, he thinks.
How's her sobriety doing? What's her sponsor think?
What's that?
What's her sponsor think?
Well, actually, she worked the steps with her sponsor, and she doesn't really have regular contact.
She's cured?
What's that?
She's cured of her addiction?
No, not at all.
Well, it's been 18 months.
Of course not.
I think so. She chairs. She chairs actually one meeting on Mondays, and
She chairs, see?
So she's attending meetings regularly. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
On Tuesdays, she also signs all the cards.
All right. So she's connected.
Yeah, she's in service work and all.
All right. Okay. Well, the only sort of concern I have is your timing. What's the first thing they teach you, or at least advise you about relationships?
Well, they tell me not to get into a relationship for at least a year.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there you were at 8 months, and now you're getting married. It's like, oh boy.
Well, I've known her for like a year and a half. I got into
but the basic philosophy is no major changes for 12 months, because there's a lot of changes you'll go through, and relationships sort of lock you down. It's hard to keep changing when somebody sort of wants you to be their object in a relationship.
Yeah.
And what's the deal with her 3 kids? Why is one of them at grandma's?
Well, because she chooses to be there. She doesn't want to live with mom. She just got custody of her other 2 kids.
At 3.5, she chooses. Oh, jeez, I got a lot of fun.
How old is she?
No. Her oldest is 8.
8. The 8-year-old's living with grandma.
Yeah, she started real early.
Get the light.
So,
but what I'm saying is, I've had a lot of relationships in the past. Through my 4th step, I figured out that I'm kind of a slut. But
well, you're a sex addict, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Have you done any sexual addiction work?
Yeah. I've talked about it and whatnot. But see, the thing is, it's like we have so much in common.
Yeah, all right, stop with the stuff in common, by the way.
You're not in a position to really judge that at this point.
Listen, this whole stuff in common thing I find ridiculous, almost laughable, because the stuff I have the most... Listen, you have the most stuff in common with your sister and your best friend. You sure as hell don't want to hump them unless you've had a few beers. I mean, we got a ton in common. Yeah, it's important that you both speak English, and important that you don't argue about everything, tomato, but... You don't have to have a ton of... Drew, you don't have anything in common with your wife, do you?
Well, we have things we like in common.
You both love you.
Right. but here's what can happen with 2 people that have too much in common. They conflict all the time.
Right.
Or they support each other's pathology.
Yeah.
That's what too much in common is all
Everyone should
about.
get the ass out of the house and go do something.
Yeah.
That's what you should have in common. You both don't like to hang out with each other. That's what you should have in common.
I do believe people have similar scripts, similar expectations, similar values, enjoy the same things.
And listen, Dan, I understand she has a year and a half of sobriety, but she has 3 kids. There's a little custody thing. One of them is 8 years old now. She doesn't want to live there. She's living at grandma's.
Well, there's a lot going on.
Remnants of a chaotic past, no doubt.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
But here's all I'm saying. Not something you want to hurry into. It's like, it's like some airline that has a couple disasters. They come out in the press report and they say, listen, we've taken care of all the problems. Do you want to go on the next flight, or shouldn't your plan be just hang back and see how they do for a while?
Well, he doesn't have to get married tomorrow. He can have your engagement, that sort of thing, which I know you're very much into, Adam.
But 5 years.
Okay. And I actually don't have a problem with this, because they're doing everything right. And
all right, but why do you got to get engaged in 3 months?
I know. That's
and Dan, if Dan is in a hurry to get engaged, he's going to be in a hurry to get married.
Well, so hold out, wait a while. Do a little essay work, both of you, because undoubtedly, since you have so much in common...
She has to be a sexual addict herself.
She's got the same thing going on. So.
Right. Mike?
Yeah.
You're 20.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, Dan, I'm on. All right, me and my girl, we've been going out for like the past 5 years, and recently we just found out that she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we've decided that we're going to go ahead and keep the baby. At first, I'm still kind of undecided, but she really wants to keep the baby. And she's only a year younger than me. But the thing is, now her parents are pressuring us to get married. They keep on telling me.
Shouldn't that be part of the decision? Keep the baby equals get married?
Yeah, that's what I think too. But her parents are saying that I shouldn't be selfish and just think about money, or think about the reason why I don't want to get married is because I'd rather finish school and be able to support and have somewhat of a decent job, and be able to, support all of us all at once instead of getting married now. And
who's going to support the child in the meantime, Mike?
Right now, it's going to be, I'm going to help as much as I'm going to be working as much as I can.
Mike?
Yeah.
It's your child.
Right.
Jackass. Take care of that kid.
You're supporting it. Nobody else. You are. You're not 15. You're 20.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, you're supporting the child whether you're married or not.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
but the thing is, her family is like, actually both of our families are going to support us. You know, they're going to give us, you know, they're going to help us out. But the thing is, as much as possible, I don't want to just take out, you know, I just don't want to take handouts from them.
What difference does getting married make in that equation?
No, I know. I'm like, you know, I don't want to get married, but our parents are like forcing me. So should I just go ahead and?
Mike, I want to get through that.
Mike is, look, he's borderline retarded. He really is.
He certainly can't understand a simple question, I guess.
How's this guy? This guy's going to put the diaper on the kid's head, and the kid's going to suffocate. Listen, all you screwballs out there, stop with the kids. You're screwing up the world. All right, you let me talk to this Mike.
All right, you know I'm trying to ask him.
I know, I've been listening for the last 20 minutes. Mike?
Yeah.
Earth to Mike.
Yeah.
Now listen to me. As a matter of fact, here's what I want you to do, Mike. You know how right now the phone is on your right ear?
Right.
I want you to swap it around and put on your left ear, because I've deemed your right ear is no good. It's vacant.
Well, we're going to try the other side of his brain.
It's not connected to your brain. Put on your left ear.
Okay.
All right, I'll hold on. Mike, Engineer Mike, do we have some, like, Muzak or something we could play during this procedure? Yeah, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on, Mike. Engineer Mike's on. No, he made the transition much faster than I thought. Mike?
Right.
Okay. Now you're on the left ear.
Uh-huh.
That's what we've labeled your good ear.
Right.
Okay. Correct. So, listen up. You don't want to get married at this particular time.
Right.
And the reason you don't want to get married is because you want to finish school, you want to get a good job, and you want to be able to support your child down the road. What my partner Drew has been asking in vain for quite some time now is, either way, whether you have that marriage certificate or not, you have a child that you have to take care of. And that is going to interfere with schooling and many other things. And the marriage is merely a formality. It's just a piece of paper and a ring on your finger. Why is that going to get in the way of everything when the child is the thing that's getting in the way of everything?
See, the thing is, her parents are saying that if I don't marry her, then I can't see her, and they don't want me even, like, buy the house or with her or even talk to her.
See, he still didn't...
That's why they're forcing us to...
That still didn't work for an answer.
Yeah. You said you're going to support the child either way.
Yeah, right. But
so what difference does it make if you're married or not?
No, I know, exactly.
So why not get married?
All right, hold on. This is who's on first. I can't take it
his position
anymore.
is then, that's right, that's why I'm not getting married.
Right.
So it's like, well, and by the same token, he finished at the opening saying, marriage is the right thing to do, it's what I want to do, it's ultimately what I should do, but I can't do it just yet because I have to prepare for the future. Yet, getting married now as opposed to later will make no difference whatsoever.
Mike's like a loose tooth that's excruciatingly painful,
here's
but
reality.
I have to keep messing around with my
He
tongue
doesn't
in
want
it.
to marry this girl, period. It's not ever going to happen.
Yeah, Mike, you don't want to marry her.
Ever.
I do.
No,
Please,
Mike,
you
come
don't.
on.
If you wanted to marry her, you'd marry her.
Because marrying her now versus marrying her 4 years from now does not make any difference.
Okay.
All right.
All right, woo! I have one more question.
Convince her to give the kid up for adoption. Can you do that?
That wouldn't happen.
All right. Well, I hope the kid's got like a 4-leaf clover in its ass. I really do.
All right. Well, I have one more question.
Yeah.
All right. I have genital warts, and I was wondering if any way will that affect the baby in any way, or if there's anything that I could take. Because right now I've been taking Condolox.
It has nothing to do with you. She's already got the warts.
Right. No, but I mean I've been taking Condolox.
So what difference does it make if you take wart medication when she's the one that's got the warts?
No, I'm saying I have them.
She's got them now too.
Right. I know.
Okay.
But he's been taking the Condolox strip.
What difference does that make?
No, we've both been taking it, but so far
she's been taking it too.
Right. So they haven't been going away. So I was wondering, is there anything out there that will like just get rid of them?
Condolox is pedophyllin, right? It's a little brown liquid. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's not. She needs to go have them taken off with a laser.
Okay.
And for you, there's a new medication called. Ooh.
Oh, who cares?
Wait a second. It's like
Quimawheat?
Quimiquan, something like that. Quimiquan. It's a very strange name, but it's a cream for men. It's for external genital warts.
Mike, hold on. What school is he finishing? Mike, you got to be in junior college.
No,
What school are you going into?
I go to Cal State Long Beach.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you, they should firebomb that school tonight. He must... Oh, hold on, Mike, what's your nationality? You must be like 100% Comanche or something, right?
No, actually, I'm biracial.
What are you?
Mexican and white.
Yeah. Did they let you in? Did you get like a 700 on your SATs and they let you in because you told them your dad was Juan Valdez or something? Seriously. What'd you get on your SAT?
900.
All right. That's junior college material. Come on, Mike. Now, you're a man now. You got to take care of that kid, right?
Right.
Okay. And get married. If you're going to get... Hey, listen, if you don't want to get married, fine. But if you plan on marrying this girl, you might as well marry her now. Save yourself some trouble. Yeah. He doesn't want to get married.
In fact, Adam, I suspect the same thing can be applied to your situation, could it not?
What's that?
Well, why wait? You're planning on marrying your girlfriend. Why not do it now?
Very busy schedule.
But you'll be busy later. Busier later, maybe.
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shut up, you idiot. What do you mean busier later? I couldn't possibly get any more busy than I am now.
Well, at least you look at the graph. I mean, you're the one that always points to the slope.
I'll be a big star, but don't worry about that. I'll just take a sabbatical.
Oh, I see. To get married.
True. Seriously, my last day off was well over a month ago, and I'll not have another one for another 3 weeks or something.
I think you're going to visit like this for a long time to come.
No, it won't, because I'm going to wrap this show up in about 2 months.
Do another one. Do something else.
Like what? No, because I have to wait and see what the hell's going on with this one for a while.
Loveline's going to start up
but
again?
Loveline is nothing compared to this. It's when do we do Loveline? Thursday and Friday?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
No,
it's a zero. It's a blip. God, I never thought I'd say this, but I wish I'd go back to that. And I'd probably quit that crappy show anyway. Shouldn't I? And listen, if anyone's listening from that crappy Loveline TV show, I want money, or I'm not going back and doing that turd. I don't care what kind of contract I have. Please, we get paid the same amount we got paid 5 years ago on that crappy show. You hear me? Thank you. Now, what were we talking about? 900 on SAT. Should be humiliated. Elizabeth. I didn't take the SAT, but if I did, it would have been higher than 900, right, Drew?
Oh, no.
I don't know either. You're right. All right, Elizabeth, what's going on?
Let's see. Hey, first of all, thank you for taking my call.
Thanks.
It's about the Columbine thing. I don't mean to minimize the sad tragedy at Columbine, but everybody here is now talking about kids in trench coats and the 1 in a million killer kid, and I'm wondering what about the permission that this event is given to act on, sort of a natural fear of weird and a new permission to attack outcasts, and it's like a teenage boy doesn't have to be carrying a weapon. He just has to be wearing a trench coat to get attacked at this point.
Yeah, but listen, outcasts are always asking for it anyway. See, here's our theory. Well, it's not our theory. It's the truth. The kids that are getting effed around with, and who claim to be victims, are putting themselves in that role.
To be beaten?
Yeah.
No, you can't mean that.
Yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do. I'm not saying they want to be beaten up, but I'm saying they're out of line, or they're presenting themselves in a fashion. Hold on a second. Now listen to me, young missy. I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah, Rimbaud. Now, that was a poet that should have been beaten.
There is... are you into the Wicca?
No, I'm not into the Wicca.
You a big gal?
No, I'm not a particularly big girl.
Not particularly.
No.
No need to attack Adam.
Okay, but this I was getting a little flash
I was doing Rimbaud just because he wears black and he wanted to die and he seemed violent. But he was just a little poet.
Listen to me. There are and there will always be people that are picked on sort of needlessly. No provocation. Just a regular guy going to class, gets his books knocked out of his hands, and God knows what done to him. That will always exist. That constitutes about 2% of the pick-on situations that go on in junior highs and high schools. The other 98% are people that are sort of predisposed to being picked on by making themselves different enough to draw the attention of those who are doing the picking upon in the first place, even if it's in their own subtle way.
I don't disagree with that, and I don't disagree with the fact that a lot of these kids have trouble at home. I don't disagree with any of that. I think there's an awful lot of kids with as dangerous trouble at home that don't wear black or trench coats that look perfectly normal and then go home and do it. But
that's true.
But at the same time, I mean, yeah, there will always be these kids that will be picked on, but since the Columbine thing, it seems like there's a real permission to do it. And
is that being borne out? Do we know that for a fact? Is that what the data is suggesting?
It's just so far I've just heard it in conversation.
Well, all I've heard is that the schools are cracking down a little bit and requiring people to sort of not act out in such antisocial ways, which is really helping those kids theoretically. I mean, they can express their individuality all they want, but not in such a way that it's truly antisocial. I mean, that's the responsibility of the schools to try to contain some of that.
When I'm in charge, there will be a dress code. The boys will wear jumpsuits, and the girls will wear unitards.
And a little cap with a red star in the middle of it?
The schneefs.
No.
The schnoofers.
This is more like Chinese.
The chiefs.
The Chinese word.
Well, what the hell was that?
Sneeches.
The sneeches. And Drew's favorite analogy. He hasn't used it 3 years because his kids haven't read any Dr. Seuss at all.
I know, we've read plenty of Dr. Seuss.
Remember it was on that Sneech Jag for, it was 87 to 96? The Sneech one. All right. I don't know. Listen, everybody. If you're getting singled out and picked on quite a bit, you're not doing a real good job blending in. Listen to me. I got to give the kids the truth. I swear to God. I know you think you have nothing to do with anything, that nobody has anything you never have anything to do with your own life, but yes, you do.
Of course you do.
Let me explain. If there's some a-holes at school and they walk to school a certain way, your job is to walk to school the other way.
Right.
Your job is to fit in, to blend in, urban camouflage.
Well,
you understand? Sneak right in and sneak right out. I'm not saying it's a proud existence, but go ahead and put a little eyeliner on, boys. Do your nails up black. Spike your hair. Put yourself on a nice big black trench coat. And then put a little lip gloss on and a bone through your nose. Now, you know what you look like? A big effing target walking down the school campus, and yes, some jackass jock type is going to come F around with you. And I'm not saying he's right.
Should we get the jock types to dress more like the...
No.
Oh.
Stop standing out, everybody. Stop it. We'll be back. Thank you.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
Loveline. I just hit the wall, Drew. I'm done. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191.
You fatal enthusiasm there.
I did. Hey, the Insane Clown Posse is going to be in here on Wednesday night. Look forward to that show where they come in and pick on me and Drew. They are the Insane Clown Posse, those guys. I like those guys, though. I think we'll have a good time with them.
Well, we were just talking about how you like abuse.
Well, I don't like abuse.
No, but the point is, you made a sport out of getting abused and abusing your friends.
Well, part of being a young adolescent male is beating the crap out of your other young adolescent male friends, or foes, for that matter. But that's sort of part of it.
I think guys go for the weaker, too. They go, little kids, they start picking on us. It was wild.
Nah, I didn't see that much of that.
But they pick on what they can pick on, is the deal.
Yeah.
Whatever will work, go for that.
Yeah, my friends didn't work that way. It was more like who was going to be the dominant male, who was going to be the alpha male in the pack.
In the pack, yeah.
So they didn't bother with the weak or the disabled. They went after the big ones. But they were the big ones themselves, so it's sort of balanced out in its own retarded way. But the point is listen, if you're little and you think you're going to have trouble defending yourself, do not wear too much eyeshadow to school, because you will be singled out and you will be beat on. And that doesn't mean it's right. I'm just being practical. I'm telling you, if you're a white guy and you got a Mercedes and it's a convertible, don't drive through South Central at 4 in the morning on a Tuesday night with your Joan Baez tape played too loud. Yeah. And if you got to stop to ask for directions, don't get out of the car and walk too far. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's what high school is. And now everyone would say the guy who drove through South Central in the convertible, blaring the
Barry Manilow.
The Barry Manilow at 4 in the morning was asking for it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, if you got to go through South Central at 4 in the morning, you just smear a little mud on your face, take a bat to your car fender, put on some Coolio, move as fast as you can. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead and treat if high school's that way with you, then you got to blend in. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I'd like to see you make it through without a beating. That's all. Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drew. You know I'm right.
What's up, guys?
You're 21.
Right.
What's going on?
I had a question about something I saw on public access up in San Francisco. It was this thing called FTV, and it showed these kids getting metal implants put into their arms and then getting like electrodes hooked up to it and then getting shocked, and like it seemed like
for what?
Oh, I don't. Well, it seemed like they were getting off on it. Like they were laying there naked and they would have an orgasm and
what?
And yeah, it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And then it would show clips of that, and then it would show clips of like kids skateboarding and like then stuff with kids doing heroin, and it was and all the film was all like really like gritty and I don't know, it was pretty trippy.
What was the purpose of the film?
I don't know. It was just something. It was on public access.
What were we supposed to learn from it?
I don't.
He doesn't know, Drew.
I have no idea. It was on like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, explain the part about the electrodes and the orgasms. That intrigues me. The skateboarding I can do without.
Well, it just showed. It showed a guy in like a white coat, looked like a doctor, and they were in like a dingy hotel room, and the kids were laying on a bed, and then. And they were, like, taking turns.
When you say kids, what do you mean?
Well, like, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And they were putting this thin piece of metal into their arm, and then they were, hooking up wires to it. And the guy was turning a knob on a little box, and, you could tell they were getting shocked. And then they had these great big smiles on their face, and then they would, spew. So... I mean, have you ever heard of anything like that?
Were they naked?
Yeah.
And they had erections?
Yeah.
And they were 13 or 14 years old?
Yeah, they looked young.
But they could have been 18.
Oh, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter what age they are.
Well, no, it does matter what age they are.
Because child pornography at a certain point.
Right.
Yeah, Brian. So,
whatever.
All right. Well, listen, I know you don't sweat the details, but to me, there's a big difference because if you're, 18 or 19 or whatever, and you're a willing participant in this, or you're an actor or what have you.
Well, the film looked really old. I mean, you could tell they were wearing stuff like out of the 70s. I mean, it looked like extremely.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
And
you've never heard of anything like that?
So they were not making contact with their penis when.
Well, no, not when he was doing the thing.
But then cut to stuff coming out of their penis.
No, not close-ups or anything. It was just.
How do you know that? Were they having a physical orgasm?
Yeah, you didn't really see it, but then after, like, it would show them kind of like, wiping the jizz, like, off of themselves, and, they're all smiling, and...
Yeah,
like,
are you sure they weren't trying to enact electric shock therapy? The idea was they're getting shock therapy. Right? And sort of...
Brian, how high were you? Be honest.
I'm sober.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you're describing the instrument that's used to deliver electric shock therapy.
But they do it to your brain, right?
Yeah, but they put these electrodes on you, and...
They put it on your head, though.
Yeah.
And put it on your arm.
No. But
the way Brian was describing this is there's that 12 and 13-year-old kids lying on a bed. Naked. He turns a knob, and their penis starts gushing semen.
Right.
No, this was an act. These guys are screwing around.
Well, it was something enacting electric shock therapy, and they're smiling afterwards because they had shock, and they're wiping off.
And then the guy's beaten off, and they cut to the jizz on the belly.
Yeah, whatever.
That public access. I'll tell you, I don't mind the public access when it shows naked women, but it really crosses the line when it shows naked men. Bizarre. You know what I mean? That is foul. Noelle? What's going on?
Hi. I saw you guys on Saturday. By the way, you guys are great.
Oh, you were at Stanford?
Yes, I was at Stanford.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Oh, no problem.
I gave that guy his money back.
Yeah, I know. I was right behind him.
Oh, no way. It was cold.
It It was really cold.
The guy's such a retard. What was his name?
Micah or whatever?
Micah.
Yeah.
You know, Micah called 2 weeks ago. He said, if I come out and see you guys in Stanford, will you pay me my money back?
Why?
Because he didn't want to pay for the show.
You want to pay for the show. So I said, sure.
He doesn't go to Stanford, I mean.
I guess not. But I said, Micah, if you come find me at the show, after the show, I'll refund your money personally.
Yeah.
So I was leaving.
Wasn't there like 10 people saying they were Micah? That's what I heard. Like, oh, I'm Micah.
Well, eventually there was, but I found the real Micah. But I started to, we were going to get in the car, and I heard a guy yelling, and I think the price for the show was $6.25 if you went to Stanford, and like $12.50 if you didn't go to Stanford.
$13.75.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, point is I hear a guy as I'm getting into the car, and he's yelling, $6.25! And I turn around, and I look like, huh? $6.25! So and the guy's 100 feet away from me, right?
Yeah.
So did you hear him yelling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what cut your ear, but I would.
$6.25, Adam. $6.25, Adam.
Oh, I did know that.
$6.25, $6.25, and I'm like, what the F is this madman yelling? I don't know what.
Then I heard him say, I'm the guy. And you went, what? What guy?
Then I stopped, and I said, you're the guy? And then I realized this was the guy who I promised I'd return the money to. But just in the future, when we do this, don't just yell random numbers out to me. It's not going to mean anything to me. I didn't know if he was yelling his address or some passage from the Bible. I didn't know what this guy was yelling.
625.
Okay. That was really bizarre. I thought he was like telling you a new freeway or something.
Right, but now just to let everyone know how sincere I am, as soon as I realized who it was, I came down there and gave him his money.
Yeah.
And I almost gave him $20.
I know. I was like, oh man, you're so lucky. I have $6. I'm all, he's not lucky. He would have been 20.
I'm lucky. I know it's good. All I have is 20 after that. All right, Noelle. So what's going on there?
Well, today being Mother's Day and all, and I know you heard from me already. And a year ago, me and my mom called in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was you.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
My mom recently had to move to Idaho. She's been watching you and listening to you religiously, and then she had to move to Idaho, and you guys are not on the radio there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's really bumming, and so she called me tonight, or I called her tonight because it was Mother's Day, that's right. And I told her I went yesterday, and she was like all happy and teary-eyed and like whatever. So this 65-year-old woman just really happy and teary-eyed to hear that I went. And she's like, I can't hear him on the radio, so she's really bumming. And you need to get in Idaho. You need to get.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great.
That'd be an excellent idea.
I like Idaho. It's a nice state.
It is?
Yeah.
The hell's in Idaho?
Sun Valley, and it's beautiful up there.
Have I been to Idaho?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've been to Idaho. What else? Yeah, I think Idaho, people think flat. They don't think of mountains.
Oh, no.
I don't think of mountains. I think flat.
Parts of it are probably flat, but it's right along Montana there. It's beautiful.
Really? That's where you go skiing?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Well, Ann, let's get in Idaho. It's amazing that Noelle's mom's getting teary-eyed.
Actually, Noelle was one of the best questions we had last night. Remember?
I remember where she was.
Yeah.
She's in front left.
Right,
but I don't remember blonde, right? Or dirty blonde. I don't remember what she asked.
Yeah, let her ask it again. Let her tell the story.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to go to break. Noelle?
Hi.
It was about your therapy, right?
My therapy? No. No, that was the girl behind us.
Oh, okay.
It was something with you and your mom in an appliance or something.
No, the question we had a year ago?
Yeah.
Oh, that was because of the Monica Lewinsky thing. And it was all about
oral sex.
Oral sex, that's right. That's what it was. Right.
And then you're like, where's your mom? I'm like, she's in the other room, you know. I was all scared, like.
Right.
And last night I was trying to imagine the conversation that went down.
Oh, that's right. Listen, we're all for open communication and everything, but let's not overdo it, kiddies. I mean, you really shouldn't be getting into it. Listen, as sort of difficult, bizarre, and uncomfortable it would be when everyone closes their eyes and pictures talking about their latest sexual escapades with their folks, it should be that uncomfortable when you're dying to tell them you're gay when you're 16. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as they need to know you're gays, as much as they need to know you got a hand job when you're heterosexual in the parking lot after the football game.
Right.
None of their GD business, as Drew would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can come out to them later on. Let them put you through college. You know what I mean? Get that degree in design before you drop the bomb on them. Okay, we'll take a little break, and we'll be back.
Oh, yeah! Butt it out.
Hello. It is the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. The show is almost over, and I'm going to get to go home tonight and have a whole hour of TV watching in my underpants.
That's nice. I actually watched television, not a video of some type.
No.
Huh?
I had myself in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
They said nap.
I like to leave a little piece of me everywhere I go. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez.
Think about that. You know how some people, when they travel, they collect salt shakers? I like to whack off. They just, it's for the same reasons.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like those guys, they get those...
savoring a piece of the moment, the travel.
Yeah, some people take, I give. I leave a memento. I go right for the penis, I never let it go. You know those campers you see driving around? It says it's got the Good Sam Club on it, and there it is. It's a map of the United States, but it's just the outline of the states, and they start coloring in each state. They'd all be white if I was driving that camper. Right, Drew? That's right. Chris.
Yeah, what's happening?
You're 19.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to say I like your theme of practicality with people who are poor and having too many kids.
Thank you.
I think, you remember a few weeks back, actually it was like a week and a half ago, you were talking about how all rich people, they should have the kids, because they're the ones who can support them, and then you have these people.
Well, it's not rich people, it's just...
Yeah, I mean...
I don't mind rich people having kids.
Yeah, I mean, just like this...
They make them not rich.
Philosophy of
you know what I mean? Have lots of kids and then no more rich people.
I mean, I'm just saying...
That's the way the wealth should be distributed in this country. To make rich people have kids.
I'm just saying there should be some stipulations on people who are having too many kids and can't...
No, this is an interesting plan here. Everybody think of this?
Yeah, but it's not going to make them poor because rich people are smart. That's the reason they got money. Listen, everybody, rich people are better than poor people. I know we have this sort of mentality where we go, oh, no, come on. But let's face it, rich people, they're smarter, they're better looking, they should have more kids.
Well, really, listen, I've dealt with a lot of very rich and very poor people in my medical practice, and the very rich and the very poor have much more in common than all the other areas in the spectrum.
Yeah, well, listen, poor is not a nationality, everybody. I was poor my whole goddamn life, and now I have money, and let me tell you, it's better. It's a ton better. Feel free to join me in my quest for fame and fortune.
Hey, I'm there.
And, yes, if only rich people had kids, then eventually the only people on the planet would be rich. Right, Drew? Thank you. Go ahead. Listen to me, everybody. You telling me there's David Geffen, or there's Richard Branson, or there's one of these Donald Trump, or there's one of these guys, and then there's, some guys pushing a mop. Now, what's a bigger loss from a societal standpoint? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you're getting into areas here that...
Oh, please. You know I'm right. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, so the reason I'm calling, I've been seeing this girl for about 3 months now, and I don't know, she comes over here willingly all the time, of her own volition, and we'll be watching movies and whatnot, and, we'll be getting a little physical or whatever, and, I mean, I'll take her clothes off, and I can stand in front of her in my just, like, not totally nude, but, like, in my boxers or whatever, and, I'm totally comfortable with myself, and she's a beautiful girl, and she'll be standing there, in her bra and panties or whatever, and it's just like she's so uncomfortable, and I want to get her past that, because not only does that take away from the mood, and there's always
takes away from Chris's experience.
Yeah, totally.
It's really cutting into you and your sack time. Hey, listen there, Chris. How much mincing around in her bra and panties does she need to do before you guys just sort of have sex or something?
I don't know. I mean, I've only had sex with one other person, and that was a whole... Or, pardon my language, that was a whole messed up experience. And she's been with 2 other people, and we're both clean, And
yeah, okay. Chris got a little internal monologue going. Are you having sex with her?
No, I'm not. I haven't yet. No.
What is she doing in her bra and panties?
I don't know. I mean, that's...
No, I'm asking you.
What business does she have being in Her bra and panties? Is that what you're asking?
I want to know what she's doing. Is she standing? You want her to stand in front of you?
No.
Do you want to make out with her?
Well, I mean, I've told her to like stand up and let me look at her, you know, and I want to compliment her, and I do that, and I want to make her feel comfortable, and she's not comfortable.
Okay, but here's my point. A lot of people aren't real comfortable just standing around in their underpants in front of somebody else who's sitting in their underpants. They're not comfortable doing that. Now,
not uncommon.
They're perfectly comfortable with getting into the bra and panties if there's a reason to be in the bra and panties. I mean, if you don't want to be at a mall pushing a shopping cart in a bra and panties, but if you're going to become intimate with somebody, or even if you're just making out with them, then it seems to be appropriate for you to be in your bra and panties. So
Exactly.
I don't think it's the bra and panty part that she has difficulty with. It's the part where you tell her to stand up and turn around. Right?
Okay, when we're giving massages to each other, she has to put her shirt back on when she doesn't have anything on, which is weird.
Well, is she...
whatever.
Okay, what do you want us to do? Ether?
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, somebody shamed her, somebody made her feel uncomfortable, something happened to her, and you've got to explore that with her. And I think
but it
being supportive of how she looks is fine.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be any wholesale abuse or anything like that.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of women, especially 18-year-old women, they will get naked if they have to, but when it comes to just sort of hanging out, they're not real good. Don't you see the movies where the guy's got the... he's got the comforter pulled up to, like, his navel, and the chick has the thing yanked up to under her neck? Yeah. Chicks are that way sometimes.
Modest.
Yeah, they get older when you don't really want to see them. Now they can't. Now they're like out in the garden nude. The second they realize you don't really want to see them naked anymore, that's when the real nudity begins. But when they're all fresh and tight, 17, 18 years old, they got to walk around with a bathrobe on everywhere, right, Drew?
Well,
Drew was just complaining about that. We're on a plane the other day.
Stop.
Oh yeah. All right,
go back.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll be back.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
Hey there, y'all. It's Loveline.
Oh, my God, we're going to finish the show on time, too.
The same clown positive. You know, I'd like to prorate, like all the hundreds of shows I've done that have went 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 45 seconds over. I got a good idea, Ann. I'm going to go into Kevin Weatherly's office tomorrow, and I'm going to say, listen, by my calculations, I've done like 18 extra shows. If you take the 2 minutes and you subtract the commercials and blah, 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 blah. So let's not come in tomorrow, Drew. Let's do a best of where we run the minute and a half after 12.
String them all together.
We just have me say mahalo like 3,500 times. Is that good? All right. Well, that is it. I want to thank the fabulous Sherry for doing a wonderful job. Lisa left. John, how long has Lisa been gone? A year?
Year and a half? 9 months. 8 months.
8 or 9 months. Sherry's been manning the board herself, doing a wonderful job. Producer Ann does not have her right hand either. She's been doing a wonderful job. And, of course, engineer Mike's been doing a mediocre job. But Lisa really didn't affect his job too much except for extraneous conversation. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
You're gay. Mommy! This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Engel. Now, please listen to